Hi and welcome back to the dam. Today on the bench we have this 486 motherboard. It's the FIC 486-VC-H from 1992. I bought this motherboard on eBay for 20 euros including shipping. It was listed as non-functional, so today we will have a look at it, test it out, and we will probably need to do some repairs to make it functional. So let's quickly go over the features of this motherboard. It got a socket here for the CPU, for a 486 CPU. Over here we have 6 ISA slots for expansion cards. We have 8 sockets for 30-pin memory. And finally, up here in the top right corner, we have 8 sockets for extra L2 cache for the CPU. So as you can see, it's a pretty standard 486 motherboard. The only thing that's different on this motherboard compared to most other 486 motherboards is the sockets for the RAM. These sockets, as you can see, are black. On almost all other 486 motherboards, the sockets are white. But on this motherboard, they went for black. Why they did that, I don't know, but I think it's a good choice for the sockets to be black instead of white, so they will match the sockets for the cache and for the ISA expansion cards. That's it for the basic features of this motherboard. Next step would be to test it, but before we do that, I would like to clean it a little bit, give it a good rinse, because you might not be able to see it on camera, but it is a little bit dirty. So let's go ahead and clean off this motherboard. Now that the board has been cleaned, we can move on to testing it. But before we can do that, we need to install some components. And first off, we need to install a CPU in the socket. And for that, I have chosen this. It is the Intel 486 DX33. And I've chosen that because on this motherboard there's a fixed oscillator installed at 33 megahertz. So a DX33 is a good match for this motherboard. Next up, we need to install some memory, and I have picked these 4 sticks of 1 megabyte each. We are also gonna install some cache on this motherboard, some L2 cache. And for this I've picked these chips. They are 256 bytes each, or 32 kilobyte. And we need 8 of them to reach the maximum cache configuration for this board, which is 256 kilobyte. And we also need 2 tag chips installed for this to work. So in total we have 10 of these cache chips. And to get some video output, I've chosen this ISA VGA card. It's a low profile card, and it's just my usual test card. So I will also be using this on this build. That's all the components that we will be using today. So let's get them installed. Now we can go ahead and test this board. Let me just hook it up. Let's first connect some power. And I don't expect this card to work because I bought it on eBay and it was listed as not working. So it will be a big surprise if this card will actually just work. There's a fairly good chance that we will need to do some repairs on this board, but why not try it out first? And let me see if we have, we have the meter hooked up, and let me just first test the resistance between 5 volt and ground, and we have 85 ohms, that's perfect, and ground to 12 volt we have 70 ohms, so no short on the 2 main power rails. So let me remove that and put on the capture card, and let's also put on this. I can set you up with this small camera so you can see the post codes if we get any post. And yeah, I think we are ready to power it on. So 3, 2, 1. And Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No beeps, no postcode, no nothing. So the eBay listing was not lying when it said it was not working. Let me just... no postcodes at all. Let's try again. Nope. Nothing. So yeah, this is a board for repair. I'm thinking let's first check that we have clock on the CPU. It could just be the oscillator that is bad. I've seen that plenty of times. So let me just hook up the scope and we can see if the clock generator is working. Scope has been hooked up, so we can check the clock on the CPU socket. Let's connect the ground, and the clock pin is the corner pin right there, and let's see what we get. Let me update like that. Press auto and we can just enlarge this window. And as you can see, we are pretty much spot on 33 megahertz. We have a stable clock signal for the CPU, so that's not the problem. Let me check. And we have a stable 5 volts, so that's not the problem. Now that we know that we have 5 volts and a good clock signal to the CPU, I want to take a look at the BIOS EPROM. I will take it off the board and put it into my EPROM programmer. I can read out the content of the EPROM BIOS chip and compare it to a known good image of a BIOS chip from the retro web, and see if this chip might be corrupted. Also, we are missing the Dallas clock chip, so that could also be a problem. So we will try and find a Dallas chip that we can put into this circuit. I have now programmed these two EPROM chips with the 2 images I found on the retro web. So we will try and test them out and see if they will make this board post. I have also found this Dallas clock chip that I have modded with a coin cell on top, and we will plug this in as well. So let's see if this will make any difference. And first off, we will remove the old BIOS chip and we will put in the first of the new ones. And I will also plug in the Dallas real-time clock like that. And let's hope we will get some postcodes this time. And 3, 2, 1, go. Nothing. Okay, let me try the of the chip that we made. Like so. Let's try that out. And still nothing. Okay. Next step in making this motherboard work again will be to do a visual inspection of the motherboard under the microscope, and I will do that now, and I will let you know if I find anything that seems out of the ordinary. First thing I found on the motherboard under the microscope is this small scratch, and I see some marks around it also, so something must have impacted it at this point. So let's do a continuity test. Let me first follow the track down here, see where it goes. It goes all the way down here, down there. And it ends up on this, on the main chipset right there. So let's see if we have continuity up to here. Let's test the scratch, and we have continuity to the scratch, but do we have continuity after the scratch? Let's yep, we have. So this scratch is unfortunately not the cause of this motherboard not working. Let's just quickly test the other track. It's not as deep a scratch as the other one, so I don't think we have a broken track, but let's test it out anyway. Like so. Do we have continuity? We have continuity to the on the scratch, and do we have after the scratch? We do. So this is not the problem. Let's keep looking. Now I have spent around 20 minutes with this board under the microscope, and I didn't find anything obvious other than the single scratch that we already took a look at. The only thing that could be a problem is around the socket for the Dallas chip. Whoops, I just replaced the socket for the Dallas chip, and of course I forgot to hit record, but I can tell you that you didn't miss out on much, because I only found a tiny crack in one of the tracks under the socket, so that could have been the problem with this board. Now that I forgot to record me removing and reinstalling the socket for the Dallas, let's just do the same thing for the BIOS chip now that we have the soldering iron heated up. I might as well replace the EPROM, the socket for the BIOS EPROM. So let's do that. The board is now back on my little test bench here. I plugged in the original BIOS, the Dallas chip, and the postcard analyzer. So fingers crossed. Let's hope this will post now. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Damn it. Still no postcode. Oh, we got beep codes now. Okay. So something's happening now. Let's try that again. Wow. Okay. No postcode. The beep codes tell me that we need to plug in a video card. So let's try that next. And I will also... wow, this is exciting. Let me get the capture card going and plug in the VGA, and like that. And let's try again. Maybe this will work now. Maybe we will have a picture. Let's hope so. Okay, let's power it on again with the VGA connected. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we got a beep, but no video. So we got some signs of life from this board now, but we still do not get any video output, and also no postcodes. So there's still something wrong with it. Let's what to do next. I think we will have let's go to the RetroRep and see if we can find maybe some information about this. So let's do that next. And here we have the RetroRep page for the motherboard. We have a bit of information about the Dallas. Let's read it. Yeah, so it just talks about that the Dallas chip will have a drained battery, and we already know that, and that's why I have installed the coin cell battery on top of the Dallas chip. So the Dallas chip should be okay. Then there is some information about the cache chip, but I also don't think that's our problem. So let's go under the BIOS, and here we have the two images of the award BIOS, and we already tested both of them, and that did not make any difference. So I already have gone through the documentation. It's unfortunately it's only a basic jumper configuration document. The full documentation for the motherboard is not available, so we have to come up with another plan. When you have a motherboard like we have here, where there's not a whole lot of documentation, one thing you can do is try and find another motherboard with the same chipset as the one you have, and sometimes you can find some relevant information on in the documentation for other motherboards with the same chipset. So let's try that, and we go into motherboards, and we can add our chipset down here. It's the top one, and we can see that we have let's see, we have 15 other motherboards with the same chipset as our motherboard, and they appear to, yeah, they are all from the same company, the FIC brand, and I think this is our motherboard, the 486 VC-H, and let's try and find another motherboard that have some of the same specs as our motherboard. So a 486 with only ISA, no VLB, and let's see. Maybe this one. Yeah, the model number is almost the same, so let's try this. And yeah, here we have a lot more documentation, so that could come, that could be useful for our situation, but let's see what we have for, oh, this is interesting. So for our motherboard we only had the award, I think. Let's just go back to our motherboard, right there, and see. Yep, we only have the award BIOS images, but on this motherboard we also have some BIOS images from American megatrends. So we could try one of these images in our motherboard, and yeah, why not? It sometimes just another BIOS manufacturer will make a difference. So let's download that, and yeah, let me just program this image onto a EPROM, and we can test it out in our motherboard. Back on the bench, I have plugged in our new EPROM with the BIOS image from American Megatrends instead of the award BIOS that we had before. I also plugged in our Dallas clock chip, and I connected a video card, and let's just turn on the capture card so you can see. Hopefully we get some video output this time. So yeah, let's fingers crossed. Let's power it on in 3, 2, 1. We get some good. Yes. Okay, finally we got it. Look, a new BIOS image. A new BIOS that seems to do the trick. Wow, yes, perfect. Okay, let me hook up a hard drive for this motherboard, and we can see if we can boot into DOS. I have now hooked up this I/O card with a compact flash to IDE adapter, and I have installed MS-DOS on this compact flash card. So let's see if we can boot into DOS. Let me just get the capture card in full screen, and I've also connected a keyboard. So let's power on, and hopefully we get a picture. Yes. Press F1 to go to setup. Let's see what we have here. Let's change this to no. We don't have any floppy connected at the moment. Let's go to detect hard drives. And yes, it found our hard drive. So that's good. No D drive. Write and save. And this should put into those. Yes, we got it. Okay, finally. Oh, this has been a long journey. Perfect. Oh man, this is just great. We have tried so many things to get this motherboard to post, but nothing seems to make it happy and make it post. So, but in the end, we found a cracked capacitor over in this area, and a few broken traces under these chips, the BIOS chip and the Dallas clock chip, and finally we switched to another BIOS manufacturer. We went with the American Megatrends instead of the Award, and that finally seems to have done the trick, and this board, I believe, is fully functional again, but of course we will need to do some more testing on it to make sure that everything is working, but that will be in another video. I think this video have been going on for long enough now, so yeah, in the end, a successful repair of this motherboard, and I hope you enjoyed this repair video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down below, and yeah, that's it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.